Alright, so before I get into the tier list, I just want to say this is all 100% my opinion. None of this is fact. I'm a pretty decent player. I peaked at 2400 last season, but none of this is to say my opinion is 100% the correct opinion. So this is also not how good a weapon is tier list. This is how annoying a weapon is tier list. So the first pick I already know a lot of people are going to hate, but it's just because I have a lot of experience playing the weapon, so I kind of know how to play against it. So without further ado, here's the tier list. I'm going to leave timestamps for every weapon if you want to go through it and find why I find this weapon in this tier and you want like the explanation. But let's just start with Spear. Spear, for me, the least annoying weapon in the game. The thing about Spear is that I know that Dare and Ground Pound are really stupid edgeguard tools because they're just so easy to edgeguard with. But for the most part, I've never had like a lot of trouble against the weapon just because it is probably my best weapon. I mean Orion, but even then, like, my lance is not nearly as good as or as consistent as my spear. So it's probably my best weapon, and I just know what people are gonna go for most of the time. Sometimes if they're using a move like Recovery or Sair, there's nothing you can do just because they're such good moves. But for the most part, I've never struggled against this weapon, so I put it in slightly annoying. Next up is Scythe. There are very, very few players, even Scythe mains, that can actually make me dislike Scythe. The thing is, it's a really, really strong weapon, and you know that you catch one read with it and then you get them to red, or even you just kill them. But the thing is, I find that most Scythe players, even ones at my elo, cannot consistently perform super well with it. So while it is annoying and a move like Endlight has everything you need for a setup move, I never found Scythe like super annoying. I mean, actually I used to. Now I just kind of know I played with it a good amount. And I personally think that it's not nearly as annoying as I used to find it. Next up is Gauntlets. Now, if you asked me like a couple months ago if I thought Gauntlets were annoying, I would say 100% yes. But the nerfs they've actually given Gauntlets recently have actually made it a bit less annoying. Now, don't get me wrong, a move like Sidelight, when a Gauntlet player just spams Sidelight 100% of the time, it is pretty frustrating because it's very hard to punish even after the nerf. But for the most part, even off stage with Nair and Ground Pound and Sair, they all spike. I still don't have that much trouble against this weapon. It feels like most weapons in the game outrange it, and honestly, it just feels like a much less annoying version of Katars. Up next is Lance. I know a lot of people hate Lance because Lance is annoying. It is a very easy to use weapon that has a lot of range to it and is very, very safe if you just want to spam Sair and Dare. However, the thing is with Lance, I play it a lot. It's probably either my first or second most played weapon. There are Lance players that I find very, very annoying, and I do think the weapon needs quite a few tweaks to make it bearable to go against, because most people don't want to play 200 hours of Lance just to not find it annoying. Dare, Sair, super spammable, everything else I kind of know how to play around. With the exception of D-Light, Sidelight, and Endlight are such not good moves. Like, Lance's grounded moves are not the greatest. I don't think that's a controversial take. Ground Pound has a lot of force, but still, I never found this weapon super annoying. I know a lot of people don't like Recovery, because if you're trying to recover back to stage, a Lance player will just face the stage, charge the Recovery, and then it'll cover like half the map. But the thing about Recovery that makes it strong, which is how far it goes, is also its weakness, because you have to charge it to get back to stage, and one weapon throw will just mess up your Recovery. So I never found Lance that annoying anymore, just because I kind of know how to play against it, but I can totally see where people come from when they say it's like the most annoying weapon. Up next is Cannon, another weapon that I would have said is very annoying a couple months ago, but I kind of started playing it a little bit, and then from then on, like, even with like not that much playtime, I know how to play against it now. Sidelight, pretty annoying, because there's been moments where a Cannon player will just sidelight, wait, and then they'll catch your dodge, like, aha, get red, and then you get Sair into Recovery into like a GC signature or something, and it's just, Other than that, Cannon's actually decently difficult, and now that I've used it a good amount, I don't find it nearly as annoying as I used to. I still think it's more annoying than all the other weapons I've mentioned so far. This tier list is in order, like in the specific tiers themselves. Sair is super spammable, Dare has a fat hitbox, and Light is pretty safe. But for the most part, it's just a fine weapon in my opinion. It's probably one of the less problematic weapons in the game right now. I think it's fine, I don't really mind it that much. Now, if you asked me, like, on release, how annoying I found boots, it would need a tier in itself, because I used to despise this weapon, because on release it was something else. It was one of the most annoying, one of the easiest weapons in the game. And man, especially when Tesco was the only boots character and all his signature were just broken. Yeah, no, I used to hate this weapon. But now, played it a good amount. It's gotten a good, decent amount of nerfs. And while it's still very, very strong and can be extremely annoying, I don't really find it annoying anymore. It can be annoying, especially with some boots players when it's just so easy to punish and so easy to approach with it, but it's fine. I don't find that annoying anymore. Next up is sword. I swear it wasn't that long ago that sword was the most meta weapon in the game. It's still really, really strong, very good weapon. You've seen Asuri with sword and Katars being played like 50% of the time in tournaments. But I think that's just because Asuri has very good stats and extremely good signatures. But other than that, talking about sword specifically, I never find this. I mean, I used to find this super annoying, but now it's kind of fine. It can be very annoying, especially when you're trying to get back to stage and you have like 10 edge guard tools on sword. Like every single move is good for edge guarding. If you panic jump a lot, dare into ground pound into dare into ground pound is gonna catch you, and it's pretty annoying. Sair has a ton of active frames, and if you GC sidelight, it'll cover so much area. But I think it's fine. I don't find it super, super annoying. It can very much be annoying though. Up next is Orb. Now, Orb was kind of close to getting into the pretty annoying tier, but not quite. And this is literally just because of sidelight and Sair. Not sidelight into Sair, but those two moves specifically. You have sidelight, which is such a great approach tool, and if you gravity cancel it, it covers so much. And then you have Sair, which is pretty much just the aerial version of sidelight, except you don't move with it. And sidelight into Sair is a true combo. Sair is so easy to hit. You have so much free movement when doing it. And it's just, oh my god, those two moves, you could literally just use only like those two moves and you'll probably be fine until you need to actually kill them. But even then, bro, this weapon is so carried by those moves. They're really annoying when someone spams them, but other than that, it's pretty fine. Other than those two, it requires skill. I don't think it's a boosted weapon or anything. It's very strong, but it's not like free to use. Dare, very strong too, and then for the most part, other than sidelight Sair, it's fine. Now we get into the pretty annoying tier. Oh my god. Let me stretch. Okay. The least annoying and the pretty annoying is Axe. My god, do I have a couple things with this weapon. A few bones to pick, if you will. Let's just start with Sair, right? Sair, one of the most spammable moves in the game. Just because it has so much range, it has so much force, it has stun time. It's not super fast, but like, oh my god, you can move with it too. Like, if you actually are in over 100 damage, an Axe player will literally just Sair. Like, watch for it next time you play an Axe player. It's just Sair, Sair, Sair. Like, jump Sair, grounded Sair. Oh my god, is this move annoying. Not even to get into, like, ground pound and recovery, because if you didn't know, you can charge ground pound on Axe, and then when you let go, it kind of spins a bit. When you are actually charging it and you let go, there is literally 2 frames between you letting it go and the hitbox coming out, which is stupid because it can hit people up, it can hit people to the side, it can hit people down, it has active frames, and recovery is pretty much the same thing. How many times have you been hit by an Axe recovery when they weren't even trying to hit you? They're just trying to make it back to stage because it hits all around, it has so many active frames. Oh my god, that move is so annoying. Other than that, sidelight, it's fine. It's a good move, but it's decently punishable. And Dare, I have no idea why they buffed Dare. It's such a strong ass move, and it's so annoying. And D-Light too. D-Light was already super fast, and they decided, no, let's buff it. I guess it's bad. That's what makes Axe bad. I don't get it, man. It's pretty annoying. I don't know why they keep buffing it. Someone at BMG loves Axe, I swear. Next up, we got a Hammer. I know this is also probably a controversial take because a lot of people think Hammer is not the best weapon right now. A lot of people would argue it's the worst weapon in the game. And yeah, I could see a point being made for that, but in terms of how annoying it has the same problem with Axe where Sair is so spammable. But the thing about Hammer is a lot of people say, oh, hammer's a heavy weapon. It's like nice and slow and hard hitting, but it's slow. When moves like D-Light and N-Light are actually some of the fastest moves in the game. I don't understand why they're so quick, and they're D-Light is such a great combo starter for such a heavy weapon. But hey, man, those are pretty annoying. But not to mention recovery and ground pound, because even as a 2400 player, I get caught by this like once, and then you're just dead. Because recovery takes you below the stage or pretty far down, and then you get hit by ground pound, and ground pound has a lot of fixed force, which means it will actually take you so far even on white. Don't get me wrong, hammer is actually a decently difficult weapon to play, but man, do I not enjoy playing against it when the hammer player is like above average. Oh, not to mention Nair, bro. Oh my god, I don't know why they buffed that move. Man, does it have a fat hitbox, and oh my god, it's so spammable. But hammer, it is hard to play. I just find it very annoying to go against. Another weapon that a lot of people are gonna say it doesn't belong here is Greatsword. A lot of people, and by a lot of people I mean Greatsword players, will tell you Greatsword is not good and it's not that strong and it's really hard. I just disagree, man. I don't know what to say. You can do very well with this weapon. There's not a lot of pros that use it, but like Use, for example, he did super well with it. Oh my god, where do I even start? So just to start with its aerials, Sair is super strong, Nair is super strong, Dare is really good as well. Recovery, oh, but the startup on recovery. Oh my, but it covers so much, and you can be so much higher than the stage, and it will still hit someone that's grounded. It's really safe to just pick up someone grounded. And ground pound is actually fine. I don't have a problem with ground pound at all. But to get into what makes Greatsword unique is like its actual like the way that it works. Yeah, that's English. The way that it actually works. You have this weapon where you have a starter and then a bridge and then a finisher. While that is pretty annoying on its own, because Greatsword players would just do like sidelight, N-light, dash, sidelight, N-light, and then it will catch like 3 to 4 dodges. But the real problem, not the real problem, but one of the bigger problems with it is that you can continue attacking when you're not even hitting someone, which I just don't understand why that's in the game. Every other weapon where you can active input, I guess, like, I don't know if you count Greatsword as active input, but I do. Every other weapon that you can do like some sort of active input with, you have to be hitting someone. Because there's been so many times where me and a Greatsword player will attack at the same time, we'll both miss, and they can continue attacking while I'm still recovering from me missing. And I'll be like, wow, that seems, that's fun. Not to mention the gravity cancelled finishers are all really quick and they're all super good, especially D-Light. But so I just don't enjoy playing against Greatsword like at all. It's a pretty annoying weapon. But yeah, for the most part, once you get into a higher elo, it becomes a little difficult to play. But I don't think it's as hard as some people make it out to be. Now the next weapon was so close to being into kill me, into the kill me category. I have been saying blasters are annoying and good for the longest time, but no one really thought so. Everyone thought it was bad up until Cross was played in every single twos game. And then now Luna and a bunch of other people are playing Lucian because he has Katars and really good Katar Sigs at that. And then they'll pick up blasters and they're like, oh, it turns out blasters are actually really strong. Now, where do I even start with this weapon, bro? I guess the two most annoying moves for me are Dare and Recovery. Dare, I don't think I have to explain that one. There's Blasters players that will literally, non-ironically, not even as like, just spam to be annoying. They're just doing it because it's optimal. They'll jump Dare, Dare into Dare, Dare into Dare. And it has so much force, so much stun time. It has a really decently sized hitbox and active frames. And my god, it leads into other combos too, but Jesus Christ, that move, it just makes me so angry. And Recovery. Recovery has such an insane amount of force. You've probably all seen the video of D-Light Recovery killing on like 80 on like Southern Air Temple. I guess it's a map specific thing. It has Recovery takes you so far. It has a lot of active frames, and it has that little like 2 bits of hitbox, I guess, when you are using it. And then that little blast is fine, as it's not like what makes it annoying. It also does a lot of damage too, so that's pretty annoying. And then you have all of its other moves, which aren't as annoying as those two, but they're all so spammable. Like Sair, you could just spam It's such a spammable move. D-Light, N-Light, Sad-Light not so much, but still. If you're edge guarding with this weapon, I know people that would be like D-Light, N-Light, jump, Sair, dare. Oh my god. Nair is pretty annoying too, just because you can hit. If someone doesn't have a dodge, it's actually really hard to get out of like 3 continuous Nairs. But yeah, this weapon's pretty annoying. I used to... No, I know. Actually, I always hated this weapon, dude. I'm not gonna lie. I never understood Blasters players that thought it was like horrible. It's a little difficult to pick up for the most part, but that doesn't mean it's not annoying or not good. Now we get into the kill me category, which I believe most people would not find controversial, because I'll just get into it, man. Katars are so insanely good right now that you'll see them every other game if you're playing ranked, dude. I swear, in my elo at least. My voice is cracked. I want to kill myself. In my elo at least, man, you could just do so much with this weapon and you get away for absolutely free. You got Dare as an approach tool. You got Nair as the most spammable move in the game. Maybe, I might be exaggerating. Ground Pound's fine. Recovery is stupid because you could literally go recovery into recovery into recovery and that's a combo. You could literally do any single setup move like Side-Light or End-Light and just wait and react to how they dodge. Oh my god, it's good off stage. It's good for combos. Sair has a ton of force, which it shouldn't because this weapon should suck at killing, but it has Sair and recovery. Dare is so strong. I don't even know. That's all I have to say. I don't think anyone's gonna say Katars aren't annoying unless you play them a bunch and you somehow know how to play against them. The last weapon, the most annoying weapon in the game for me, which I've always thought for like the last year or so, is Bow. Bow actually got some... No, they weren't decent nerfs. It got a couple nerfs recently, but it has not done anything to this extremely annoying ass weapon. You've got D-Light, probably the most annoying move because it looks like it should hit where you're aiming it at, but it actually hits in between, like completely. N-Light's pretty fast, but it's kind of punishable if you miss. Side-Light, yeah, you got the Side-Light players, which literally Side-Light, backdash, just kill me, I hate you. Sair, it's like not the most annoying move. It's still really strong. Nair actually kill me. I hate this move so much, bro. Because you can steer with it even after the nerf. The force isn't crazy on it, but oh my god, this move hits so much. Dare's pretty solid. It's not necessarily super annoying, but it is in the context of all the other moves. Ground Pound hits way too much, even if it travels kind of slow. Sometimes you're like 5 inches away from them, like 5 feet away from them, and it still hits. Recovery still clips through the stage very easily. I just can't, man. I hate this weapon so much. Anyways, that's it. That's all I had to say. If you disagree, feel free to disagree in the comments. You can provide reasons. Preferably, you could be like, this is why you're wrong and your videos suck and I hate you. But yeah, that's all I had to say. Bye-bye.